Up next, it is time for weather with Nebraska Extension's Eric Hunt. Eric, last weekend brought some wild weather, including a storm near Blair that picked up wind speeds at 140 miles per hour. Definitely not your average summer storm. What's in your outlook, though, when we turn to the next 7 days?
Well, thanks, Bryce. I spent most of last Saturday cleaning up that wild weather we had here in Lincoln. Thankfully, nothing quite like that in the forecast of next week. What we do have coming up, though, is a special field day on Monday, August 25th from 10 to noon. Fillmore County. Jordan Oldrick will be talking about the economic benefits of regenerative practices, as well as alternative managements to weed control and things like that. This will occur half a mile east of 1606 County Road J in Geneva. My understanding is there's going to be prime rib at Milligan's Pub afterward. It's going to be hot this weekend. We'll remain hot on Sunday with highs in the 90s statewide, possibly flirting with 100 degrees here across portions of southwestern Nebraska. Likely remaining hot across most state on Monday, maybe cooling off a little bit here across portions of north central, northeastern Nebraska, but likely remaining at or near heat advisory criteria for portions of south central and southeastern Nebraska. So right through the week, though, this ridge that's going to be prominent across the central United States this weekend will start to retrograde toward the west. They'll put more of our area in northwest flow. It looks like we have at least a somewhat potent shortwave coming in through the northern plains at western Corn Belts into Monday night into Tuesday. That will lead to more rising motion. I think there's going to be a reasonably good chance of showers and storms, certainly along and east of Highway 281, later Monday into early Tuesday. Now, right now, the Water Prediction Center is not particularly bullish on much rain falling from this, but I do think we'll have to watch out for the potential for severe weather and it's possible, for more rainfall than what's currently being projected early this next week. So we head through the middle later portion of the week. There's going to be additional chance of showers and storms, particularly across portions of central Nebraska. But this looks to be probably one of the drier weeks we've had across the state in quite a while, but it has been a very wet summer, so maybe just a little bit more of a typical summer week coming up for us. In terms of temperatures, likely remaining relatively warm most of the week across the western portion of the state, probably at or just slightly above average most of the week here across central Nebraska. I think as we head into the eastern portion of the state, Wednesday through Friday should see somewhat average, maybe slightly below average temperatures, at least for high temperatures, probably being at or maybe slightly above for lows. So getting a little bit of reprieve from the heat later in the week here across eastern Nebraska, not getting much of a break here across western portions of the state, unfortunately. CPC shows warm being favored here through the period ending August 27th. More troughing further east expected next weekend, so probably going to remain relatively cool Great Lakes into the northeast. CPC does show better chances of above average precipitation here across the High Plains region, including most of Nebraska as we head through this period. And looking a little bit deeper in the crystal ball as we head through about August 25th, there is some signal we may get a deeper trough coming into the Pacific Northwest and get some somewhat potent shortwaves coming out ahead of it into the Central Plains. If that happens, that's definitely going to open up the possibility for getting showers and thunderstorms across the entire state into the region as we head toward about August 25th and 26th. Speaking of precipitation, we did have a lot of precipitation across portions of south central and into eastern Nebraska this last Friday night and through Sunday mornings. That's good news for the drought monitors as we keep kind of chipping away at drought here across the state. We're now under 25% statewide in drought, just pockets of southwestern and the panhandle still in severe drought. Bad news is that came at the expense of a lot of wind damage. So Saturday morning we had wind damage from Clay Center up through Blair, and then on Saturday night we had wind damage from Webster County over into Jefferson County. In terms of rangeland conditions, again, things are a lot better than they were a year ago, but we still have pockets of stressed pastures across the High Plains, including Nebraska. About 25% of our pastures across the state are still considered in poor to very poor conditions. And this is the temperature and precipitation roundup for the week ending August 9th, 2025. Back to you, Bryce.